Hey everybody, this is Ken Jobst. I'm the Executive Assistant Pastor of St. Stephen Church, and today I'd like for us to take a closer look at the passage of Scripture that Pastor used in our lesson last week. On Wednesday, his lesson was entitled, Getting Through the Valley of Fear. The Scripture lesson was coming from Psalm number 23, Psalm 23, verse 4, which reads, Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Now, one big takeaway that I'd like for us to bear in mind from this scripture has to do with walking through the valley of the shadow of death. And there are three things about shadows that I hope you'll always remember. The first thing about shadows is the shadow is always bigger than the reality. My shadow, late in the evening when the sun is going down, I can go outside and my shadow, I'm 6'2". My shadow could be 40 feet long. So the shadow is always bigger than the reality. Sometimes we go through life, we see things that we think are going to be big and huge and terrible, but the reality of them is that they're not so big. So the first thing to take away, the first thing to understand about shadows is that they are always larger than the reality. The second thing about shadows, very important also, that shadows cannot hurt you. A shadow cannot hurt you. Which would you rather have happen? Would you rather be bit by a dog or bit by the shadow of a dog? Would you rather be run over by a truck or would you rather be run over by the shadow of a truck? So a shadow cannot hurt you. And then the third takeaway, always remember when you're going through the valley of the shadow of death, that wherever there is a shadow, there has to be light. Unless there was a light somewhere, there could not be a shadow. So watch this. Whenever you are startled by a shadow, whenever the shadow presents fear for you, turn toward the light. Always turn toward the light, and then what happens? As I turn toward the light, it's not my shadow that's in front of me. The light is in front of me, and my shadow falls behind. So 3 takeaways from Pastor's message on getting through the valley of fear. Number 1, the shadows are always going to be bigger than the reality. Number 2, the shadow cannot hurt you. And number 3, when you face the sun, the S-O-N in Jesus, when you face the sun, all the shadows fall to your back. Hey, God bless you. I hope you're having a great study. Let's take a look at this together as we continue our study of Psalm number 23. Hope you have a great day. Take care. Once again, this is Ken Jobst with St. Stephen Church.